بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. Before I start my khutbah, the brother who's doing the collection, can you sit down please? My brother, sit down. When the khutbah starts, the people, they should not be busy with anything else. And kindly switch off your mobile phones. Unless you are a businessman and you don't want to miss any phone calls, then you can put it on silent. But if you switch it off for Allah's sake subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you. This is very important for the khutbah, that no distraction at all. And you try to concentrate what the imam and the khatib is saying and reminding you. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put the barakah for you in your time. And inshallah what you are listening. Brother, I said stop it. May Allah reward you. Excuse me, brother, sit down. When the imam is saying something, you should listen. The chain of the that's what we are missing, that's what we are lacking. The chain of command. When the imam is standing there, he is in charge. And we should respect that. May Allah reward you and look after you all. And no one should talk. No one should talk to anybody. That's the manners of the khutbah. You should listen to the imam. And on that way you are not going to spoil your Jumma. But if you say to this person, keep quiet, sit down, stand up, this, you're going to spoil your Jumma. May Allah reward you and look after you all. We are talking about the rights of our parents. And then I'm going to go the rights of the children. My aim for the right of parents is, alhamdulillah, we all are aware the rights of our parents. Why? Because a lot of sheikh, a lot of imams, they talk about it. وَعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا. Worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not make any partner or any deity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. And be kind to your parents. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put it first, His worship subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then after that, straight away the parents. Straight away the parents. إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا. If one of them, if both of them or one of them reach an old age in your care, فَلَا تَقُلْ لَهُمَا أُفٍّ. Do not say uff in Arabic, which means do not show that you are getting irritated of what they are saying to you. And Ibn Abbas said, if there was in Arabic a word which is less than uff, shows irritation, that you are not happy with what your parents are saying to you, Allah was going to mention it. But there is no. That's the smallest word. Uff. Which shows, which is equivalent in English if you say oh. Do not say that to your parents. What about if you answer them back? What about if you tell them leave me alone? That's bigger, and that's more worse and more dangerous. وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. And do not be harsh on your parents. Do not be harsh on them. وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا. And say to them a good word, a generous word, a soft word, a kind word. وَاخْفِضْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ, and lower your wings of mercy towards them. وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِ صَغِيرًا. Oh Allah, have mercy on them the way they brought me. Imagine when we were little, all of us, and we were helpless, and we cannot say anything, and we cannot do anything, and we cannot help ourselves. We cannot help ourselves. They helped us. They look after us. They've been kind to us. They have sleepless nights because of us. On top of that, we are not rewarding them the way we're supposed to reward them. That's why Allah is warning us to be careful with that. That's why he said والسلام, in the authentic hadith, the one who's not good to his parents is won't enter paradise. He won't enter paradise. We all want to go into paradise. Brother, stop the collection and sit down. Stop the collection and sit down. Stop the collection and sit down. What is our problem? Stop the collection and sit down. And the brothers at the back, at the management, when you are telling the people go forward, do not say a word, use your action. Do not say go forward, go forward. May Allah reward you and look after you all. That's our parents. But the question is, do our children have a right upon us? We know our parents. We know they have the biggest right. We won't enter paradise if we are not good to them. What about our children? Do they have any rights? Or we say only children, they are children. No. They have rights upon us. A man came to Umar ibn Khattab complaining about his son. That he's not good to him, he's not listening to him, he's not respecting him, he's hitting him, he's, and keep going. And Umar said, call me this son. Umar, very powerful man. Umar, well known to the community. Umar, well known to everyone. He doesn't mess about it. But on top of that, in the presence of Umar, there's no dictatorship. Fir'aun's style, Pharaoh's style is different. It's different. ما أريكم إلا ما أرى وما أهديكم إلا سبيل الرشاد. Like a lot of our rulers of today. ما أريكم إلا ما أرى. Just what I'm telling you is the right thing, is the correct thing. That wasn't the situation of Umar. Even though he was a very strong man, very powerful man, very God-fearing man. When the young man been brought to the front to Umar ibn Khattab, Umar ibn Khattab mentioned what his father is complaining about. The young man, what did he say? He said, oh Umar, do I have any rights? You have mentioned the rights of my father, yes, and I agree with all of that. But do I have any rights? Umar said, of course. He said, what is my rights? Your honor. He said, your rights is your father to choose for you the right mother. Then the rights of our children starts before we get married. To get married to the right woman, to look for the right spouse for your child, to look for the right mother for your child. In our days, the situation has become different. I'm looking for, is she slim? Is she tall? Has she got a nice body? Is she this? Is she that? No, that's not the aim. That goes. But what stays is the deen and the manners. The deen and the manners, that's what stays. And that's the way you need to think about. This is going to be the mother of your children. If you die tomorrow, and we all know none of us has guarantee that he's going to live for longer. We can die any minute, any time. Then I know my children are in safe hands. Then the young man said to Umar ibn Khattab, my father did not do that. My father did not do that. What else? Do I have any other rights? He said, yes. He said, to give you a good name. He said, my father did not do that. He called me a name of insect that lives. May Allah save us all and protect us all in the poo. He called me that name. He said, what's my other rights? He said, to teach you the Quran and to educate you Islamically, to teach you your deen. He said, he did not do that. He did not teach me the Quran. He did not educate me. To safeguard that our children's religion is on me and you. To teach them properly. To change the way we are teaching. What do I mean by that? I'm an old man in my 50s. Maybe the traditional madrasa worked for me because there was no challenge in my time. I used to live in a Muslim society. There was no Dotkin and his group, those atheists who had loud words in the university and the colleges. They were not there in my time. That's why it worked for me. But my child and your child, it won't work for him, this traditional madrasa. Just nodding the head and memorizing the Quran. No. Let them know when they read Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it means in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Make them understand. Then ar-Rahman ar-Rahim will have an effect in their heart. Malik Yawmiddin, the honor of the day of resurrection. Let them understand what's the day of resurrection. What is Yawmiddin? What is it? What is in there? Then the child understands. Then our youngsters, they understand. That's why we need to change the way that we are teaching. We need to build that in their heart. We need to make them understand the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every single letter that they are reading, they understand what it means. Then you won't hear, as it happened with me. I went to Canada. 5 days of my precious time of Ramadan is gone debating with a young lad, a young chap, a youngster who used to be Hafiz Quran, who became an atheist. How come? Because he did not understand the word of what he memorizing. 5 days, day and night, I'm sitting with him, discussing with him, trying to bring back to Allah's deen. With Allah's help, he came back. But isn't that serious matter? We need to wake up before it's too late. We need to change the way we are teaching. Add in the madrasa, memorization of the Quran is very important, it's very good. But understanding what they are memorizing, understanding the life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the seerah, understanding the seerah of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let them understand the day-to-day of your Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Teach them how to memorize the azkar of the morning and the evening. Then they use it, and Allah protects them. Then they will be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will be under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they will win to be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the day there is no shade except the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will become a youngster among the seventh people who won't see the hardship of the day of resurrection. They won't see it. Among those, the youngster, whether he's a boy or girl, who grew up in the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He grew up with the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because he's been injected properly when he was young. And then he did not go right or left. Let me tell you something serious. We took youngsters to camping. 46 youngsters between the age of 13 to the age of 17. And the last night of the camping, it was 5 nights, we are together 24/7. Going together, coming together, resting together, eating together, climbing the mountains together. I'm a young, don't get it wrong. All of that, the last night we have discussion and open discussions. And then, imagine the question I asked. How many do they have in their life? 13 to 17. I asked them, anyone who has once upon his lifetime, what kind of lifetime? But to make it nice, once upon his lifetime has a doubt about Islam. He has a doubt about Allah's deen. And these children I'm talking about, I'm not talking about children who are in a public school, who are a mix of different religions and different, no. These are Muslim children, from Muslim parents, for those who, like me and you, who comes to the masajid. Imagine how many of them raised their hands. And we told them openly, this is confidential. Whatever we discuss here, it stays here. It doesn't go to your father, doesn't go to your mother, doesn't go to anybody. By Allah, 28 of them raised their hands. 28 of them raised their hands. That's why it is very important, you as a father and you as a mother, to be aware of the situation of your child, to be friend with your child, to sit with your child, to discuss with your child, to aware of the situation of your child. Who teach them? We know in the schools. Gays, lesbians, all this kind of people, atheists. That's their teacher. He is with for almost 8 hours of his life. Then if you are not vigilant, if you are not awake, then you're going to lose your child. And I know parents who are crying blood. I'm not saying they are crying a normal cry. No, they're crying blood. Because their children, who they invest in them, they become atheists. And the spokeswoman of the atheist is Somali. That's how we go in Abdulkadir. Check it. Google it. Ask Sheikh Google. We need to open our eyes. We need to be aware of what is going on. We don't want to be sleeping. Educate your child. To safeguard the religion of your child is your responsibility, my brother. Even if you are not learned, have a time to sit in your home and even to listen and speech of a good Sheikh. To listen of a good Sheikh. It is very important. Sit together. Sometimes if we do not sit together for a week, the father and the mother get upset. What's wrong with you people? Why don't we have a meal together? But maybe years goes, we don't have the meal of the soul together. We don't have that. We don't have a time to sit together on the table and to listen to a tape, or one of us to prepare something and educate your children. If they are, mashallah, teenagers, older than that, one of them prepares something. Teach them, because this is the family. That's where they train. That's where they get their training. Tomorrow you will find your son is doing the khutbah in the school. Who will get that reward? You. Because you trained him when he was little to prepare something for us. Today, one hadith, one ayah, the lesson is on you. The lesson of the soul, the food of the soul is on you. And the food of the body is on the father. He's the one who's supposed to bring it on the table. That's what we need to do. أقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم ولسائر فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفرين. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا هدانا الله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Respected brothers and elders, the young man who's been brought to Umar looked at his father and he told him, you have been bad to him before he become bad to you. You have been bad to him before he becomes bad to you. And let me tell you something. Once I was lecturing in Kingston University, years back, imagine a young man comes to me in the second year of uni, asking me about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then before I answered him, I tried to check on him about his background. And the young man was very smart. He said, Sheikh, I know what you're looking for. Wallahi, he said, I'm from parents who are both Muslims. I am not 50-50. I am not mixed race. I'm not half Muslim, half Hindu, half Muslim, half Christian, half Muslim. No. Both of my parents, they were Muslims. But he said, both of them, they were busy collecting the pound. They were busy collecting the pound. Right, left, center. That's why they did not teach me nothing. And I'm in the second year university asking about my Lord. How come? Who is responsible for that? When this child goes astray and goes wrong, who we are going to blame? The child? Yeah, it's easy to blame the child, but but not his fault. It's the fault of the parents like me and you. Now we know, if we did not fight, and if we did not take our rights up, you all are what's coming in schools. Sex education. To high school children? No. No, my brother. To primary school children. To nursery children. That's what is coming and that's what's coming up. And what is going on? We are sleeping. We are here. Our elderly, when they came to this country 30, 40 years ago, they said we're going to collect some pounds and then we're going to go back home. Did they go back home? No. Did they go back home? No. They are here. Their children are here. The children of their children are here. And that's the case. And I used to say to the Somalis always, we are not going anywhere. Forget about the bag that you backed up next to your bed that you are going to go back. You are not going to go back. This is the reality. Live the reality. If that's the case, are we going to sleep and then wait that this happens and hits my head and your head? You're going to say, oh, what are we going to do? Let me go back to Pakistan. Let me go back to Somalia. Let me take my children out to Somalia. Let me take my children out to Pakistan, to India, to Bangladesh, to Morocco, to Algeria. No. That's not the case. The case is you fight. You fight for your right. You fight for your right. You write to the right people. You get together. But if we are divided in our masajid, what do you expect? If you are fighting over who's going to do the khutbah or who's going to lead the prayers, what do you expect? Are we going to go out and fight? No! So you're in-house first. Fix it first. And then after that, we'll be strong. But with division, we'll be nothing. We'll be nothing. That's why we need to get rid of this disease that we have. The disease of nationalism, the disease of groupism, all these diseases that we have, we need to get rid of it. And we be Muslims. We get together under La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And then our children, they will be safe. My child and your child, regardless where Allah created you and where Allah created me, they will be safe. Let's look into this seriously. May Allah guide us all and protect us all. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك إنه لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت تبارك ربنا وتعاليت اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. As there's a lot of brothers standing at the doors, when we get up, can you kindly squeeze yourself as much as you can for a few minutes for Allah's sake subhanahu wa ta'ala, and give space to your brothers that we can pray inshallah tabaraka wa ta'ala. Wa aqim as-salah inna salatana al-fahsha'i wal munkar.